Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to record this and stream it at the same time. Let's see if we get a few people in here. All right, all right, all right. Okay, guys, let me open my chat window. I'm going to make this not too long of a one, but I just want to review where we were since January 11th, 2024. So I started broadcasting on Twitter about 15, 16 months ago. And I think I want to review everything starting with the Bitcoin ETF. I put this tweet out so you can sort of see it as well. So let's review. On January 11th, we finally had the Bitcoin ETF, right? So this was the big milestone for all traditional investors who really couldn't get any meaningful exposure to Bitcoin without the Bitcoin ETF. So that was the first thing. And I'm going to probably miss a few, so this will be a good kind of mental exercise for me to kind of go back and check on these checklists. You can say in between the Bitcoin ETF and Trump, I think you have Michael Saylor issuing these convertible bonds, especially around November, but just this huge buying of Bitcoin by Michael Saylor. That's really the other thing that happened in 2024. Then, of course, we have the election. Election's over on November 8th. Trump's clearly elected. We now have, I think that goes down with the ETF. We have, for the first time, a pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto president, right? Another one I forgot of, which is Trump, right before that is the inauguration in January. We have Trump launching his meme coin. So I would say that's also significant. It just shows that he really doesn't care, that the new world order has changed completely. Same time, Gary Gensler leaves on January 20th. We have Ross Ulbricht released on January 21st. That was something a lot of us Bitcoiners have been pushing for a long time. And then on February 27th, we have this statement by the SEC saying that meme coins are not securities. On March 6th, yesterday, we have that the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve finally takes its initial hold. There's an immediate sell-off. They sell the news. Oh no. And then today we have this crypto summit that David Sachs is hosting. So if you look at this kind of in a line like this, it's been an amazing trajectory going from the ETF may not even happen to we have a Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. So it's rather amazing. Now, what's left? What's left is, I say the first thing, lower taxes, right? And we might see that little bit of that news today. Ideally, you want no taxes, the abolition of the IRS. That's not happening today. That's not what this crypto board is about. But we might see a statement on taxes on crypto. And that could come in different forms. I could say, you don't have to report you don't have to report to the IRS if you do, say, under $2,000 of crypto transactions in a year. That would be very positive, right? That would really help sort of adoption of payments. That would be great. The second thing is there may be no tax on capital gains. So if you hold Bitcoin for over a year, it's non-taxable. Well, wouldn't that be great? That would be amazing, right? And that would be a huge incentive to buy more Bitcoin for those of us who are not in it. I think there could be just no tax on crypto. Crypto is not taxable. And there are many who say that the IRS has never given guidance really on this. And there's no there's no act of Congress that says that crypto is taxable, right? So, so anyways, that's a big positive down the road. I think another one is lower short-term rates. I mean, we're still in a 4.5% interest rate environment. I think that's a very problematic for a country with $36 trillion in debt and $7 trillion, which has to be refinanced this year. So Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, has said that he wants the interest rate down. We do have another year of Chairman Powell, but he will be replaced. The Treasury is doing whatever it can to get interest rates down. And furthermore, we're having what looks like to be a recession on the horizon. So that's very good for rates. If rates go down, there are less good places to put your money, and that's good for Bitcoin. Long rates, 10-year rates. Bessent has said that one of his goals, or maybe even the biggest goal, is to lower long-term interest rates. So that's something we have to look forward to. I think they're gonna come down, and there may be QE, right? So the Fed may be back to QE. They were in QT, quantitative tightening mode, and that's sort of over at this point. But I think that the policy of high long-term rates that has now persisted since late 2022 is over. Now the other thing is we've established a Bitcoin reserve, but we haven't talked about how we can go and fund it. There's some new guidance that we have to do that in a revenue neutral way. My friend Tom Young has a great post on all the different revenue neutral ways you could do this. So this doesn't mean that it's not happening. It just means that you need to kind of cross your T's and dot your I's to do it. But there's lots of ways we can add Bitcoin now that we have the Bitcoin reserve. And then finally, there's this sovereign wealth fund that's sort of being set up independently of the Bitcoin reserve, which could buy Bitcoin, which could also buy other cryptocurrencies, could buy all kinds of stuff. So again, that's another thing that's very bullish for Bitcoin. So you put all these things together and then you add just time, right? So, we don't need any of these new other things to happen. I think we're going to get a lot of them, if not all of them. We don't need any of them to happen. All we need now is for the 1% of America that owns 50% of the stock market, that 1% includes me, to wake up and buy Bitcoin. So, I think that's going to happen. How it happens, how fast it happens, I don't know. We have the power law that tells us how long things have been happening historically. I would argue that, we are on the best of all trajectories here. I've never been so bullish in terms of, from a political standpoint, that we feel like we have the wind at our backs. We have a tailwind now. So I think we could go up, 3 to 5x for the next 18 months without too much effort. So those are kind of my Bitcoin taxes. Let me look forward to something. Am I planning another scam? No, I'm not. There's always huge sell pressure. For everybody who's buying Bitcoin, there's always a sell pressure. And another post I put, I said, listen, good morning happy Friday to everybody except for the people trying to time the market. Because despite a few of you who will get it right, and Josh Mandel has gotten it right, kudos to Mr. Mandel. But getting it right I've seen a lot of people get it right over a small period of time, and they screw up over 5-10 years. So really the name of this game is just hodling. For you to sit there and buy and sell this thing, good luck. good luck. I mean, I've yet to meet somebody who really made a lot of money just trading. Now, maybe Josh Mandel will be that guy over the long term. He will outperform Bitcoin over the long term. As I said, I have yet to meet that person, and I've been going to Bitcoin conferences and crypto conferences for, almost 10 years now, right? So I have not met that person. I don't find traders who make money. I find people who do nothing make money. So Bitcoin's optimized for those who do nothing. $9 trillion of rolling debts. Yeah, we need interest rates to go down. So imagine how much appetite there will be for Bitcoin in a 3% interest rate environment. How about a 2% interest rate environment? The ECB has lowered rates to 2.5%, and they're going further down. They're going to go below 2%. So China's lowering interest rates. ECB is lowering interest rates. We're going to lower interest rates. If Trump could push a button and lower interest rates, he'd lower up to 1% today. That's where it is. So yeah, I think I'm extremely positive. For every, this stuff never goes the way you think it will go. Nobody has any visibility over the next 30 days, even next 3 months, I would say. Impossible. The next year even is still difficult, like statistically. So, the only thing you can do is maybe lighten up a little bit if you get into these periods of euphoria, which we're not in right now. And you can measure that by the great work that SEMA and Plan C have done for these, richness indicators based on the power law. I think they're very good, and they can give you a little bit of an indication as to where we are. In terms of fair value, right now we're smack at 50%, right? So, with that said, like everybody else, I'm a monkey that loves to check the market, I actually think we're going to go higher in the short term, but I could be completely wrong. Why would Congress eliminate tax increases? I don't know. I think that Congress will do whatever Trump wants to do, and they don't have a mind of their own at this point. And I think Trump wants to eliminate taxes on crypto. I think there are two fundamental growth areas in the U.S. economy that we have to prioritize. And those are, number one and most importantly, AI. That is by far the most important. And then a second is crypto. Much less than AI, right? But to the extent that we've neglected it now for the last 5-6 years, we have some catching up to do. So I think crypto is going to be prioritized. I think the Congress will pass it. I don't think it'll be a very partisan thing, but I think it's going to get through. Anyways, that's it. For me, I'm still 99% Bitcoin. I have 1% Solana at this point. I love the Solana ecosystem. I'm very excited about the Solana ecosystem. I'm probably going to add some Solana, not sell any Bitcoin, but just add some Solana because I think that I might get up to I think my peak might be 5% Solana. That might be my peak, but I'm very, very bullish on Solana right now. I'll give you an example of something on Solana that's just absolutely mind-boggling. So if I wanted to do an airdrop to everybody who owns one Solana, that's 5 million accounts, right? There's a way to do that now with ZK on Solana. I could do that for about $20. So the idea of airdropping a token to 5 million accounts is for $20 is just insane. But yet that's possible. There are ways to do it. And I plan on doing that with my Duck Kruger meme coin experiment. I plan on giving some Duck Kruger to everybody who has a Solana account with one Solana in it. So anyways, that's it. I'm going to end here. Stay with Bitcoin. Let's see what happens to the crypto summit today. The fact that we're having a crypto summit roundtable is amazing. Sato's going to be there. I'll talk to you.